What do you get when you put a film such as Back to the Future, E.T., Close Encounters, War of the Worlds, and also a hint of Gremlins together? You get a fantastic movie, and it is called Super 8. Linora here with yet another movie review, and the one I'm going to be reviewing today is none other than the spectacular Super 8. Super 8 is directed by J.J. Abrams and also written by him, and of course produced by Steven Spielberg himself. J.J. Abrams, as you know, is part of outstanding productions such as Star Trek, Cloverfield, and of course, the very addictive TV series Lost. If you haven't seen Lost yet, I suggest you go watch it. Yes, he is also one of the writers for that. So definitely, you put two and two, J.J. Abrams and Steven Spielberg together, you cannot go wrong, and what you get is a fantastic, mind-blowing film. Let me just say, Super 8 is loving, playful, and spectacularly well made. J.J. Abrams brings such affection to this film that what you get are the results of probably a very geeky and yet surely a Steven Spielberg fan movie. Let me first talk about the kid actors, the child actors in the film. They are amazing, and my first focus is going to be on Joe Lamb, acted out by Joel Courtney. Can you believe it? First of all, he is so young, and this is his first time acting in a film, a feature film. The talent over there is crazy. Same goes with Riley Griffiths, who plays his best friend Charles. These two, this is their first time acting in a feature film, directed by J.J. Abrams and produced by Steven Spielberg. I am so jealous, yo. Joel Courtney, you gotta just be amazed by how mature his acting capability is. He first starts off his character as this very meek, innocent, isolated boy who's afraid to talk to girls and comes from a broken family. But as the movie goes on, you see the progression of his character suddenly becomes more matured. He then becomes braver. He's no longer scared of talking back to people, and he's willing to stand on his own 2 feet and take control and take command of situations, which is so cool. Good on you. Same with Riley Griffiths. His character is quite different. They are two opposites. Charles, played by Riley Griffiths, is very in your face. He will swear to his heart's content, and he doesn't give a care at all about what's going on, unless, of course, it has anything to do with him getting harmed. And the female lead actress, Elle Fanning, happens to be Dakota Fanning's sister, does an amazing job as Alice, who also comes from a broken family. In essence, this movie may be about an alien invasion kind of thing. Well, not really anyway. You should disregard that and focus more on the core part of the film, the core story, which is actually on the relationships between each of the characters. In fact, it's wonderful to see the camaraderie between the young kids. They doesn't matter what they do, they know they're in trouble, but they're going to stick with one another. You gotta love how that is shown throughout the entire film. They work like a little unit, and I love what they're doing in this film, because, like, for example, you get to really see that these kids are smart. And I have to say, kids these days, they are really smart. Do not play with them. Do not mess with them. They know what they're doing. Be careful. And what I love so much about Super 8 is that it's not your typical monster sci-fi flick where you have to go ahead and save the world or anything like that. No, and look, two of the characters, Joe and Alice, they come from broken families. And if you think about it, these days, the families are getting broken. And I love how Abrams has actually slipped it in on how kids these days, they go about and they have to go through the hardest things ever. And you know what? Bad stuff does happen in the world. Elements that I love in the film, it has to be with camaraderie. Definitely that's one of the main aspects. And there was a beautiful line written out by Abrams and said by Joe in the film. And he says this: bad things do happen, but you can still live. That is very true. Bad things do happen on a daily basis. Everywhere you go, sometimes there'll be bad stuff happening all the time. Shit happens all the time. But you know what? You can still move on. And I'm very glad that Abrams put that line in, because it's something when you watch movies like this that gives you hope. And that's what I like about this film. The fact that it gives you encouragement on humanity and tells you not to give up. You can still live. Because these days, movies, they really lack storytelling capabilities. And Super 8 is the perfect specimen of a well-grounded and sophisticated story that is set in a period piece, if you will, and it doesn't disappoint. Just watch a review of Super 8. I do hope you like it, and I do hope you check out Super 8 because it is 10 out of 10, A++, whatever it is. I was glued to my seat, and you will be too. In the meantime, head on down to my site, www.linoralow.com. You can check out on what I blog over there. And hey, subscribe to my channel, yo, if you want to see more stuff. Stay tuned. This is Linora. Bye.